was supposed to do. Anyway, hey! Happy Shiva Sunday, y'all! Ooh! The midst of the Ides of Black History Month. How you guys doing? That song is, who's it by? By this guy, First Official. I was telling B, like, I love Right Now, such a good song, but like, it does say a lot about like, it's Billy. This is who it is. It's Billy. And you know, I want to maybe have something that's for Sheba. And Billy had purchased this from this guy, First Official. It's called Kindred Soulful Hip Hop Neo Soul. Yeah, but that's perfect, I think. That's definitely my vibe. Ugh, look at this like cute shirt. Hey guys, okay, it is February 12th. Yeah, I really like that song, so I want to like play around with it going forward in Shiva Sundays. I love the idea of being able to do a Will Smith in a, 90s or 2000s movie kind of thing where you make a freestyle about the things that are gonna occur in the film. Like, I love that. It's a classic. It's a formula that can't miss. Can I do that? We don't have any evidence that I can't, I guess. So, I want to sit with this song, play it in the background so I like can hear it all the time and I can just ad lib as I want and see if anything comes out. You know? Hey dudes. Anyway, great song. High Notes, which I might change the name of this section, this gratitude section, because I'm usually not high. So, anyway, grateful for that Sheba Sunday song. It's so freaking good. I'm calling it the Sheba Sunday song. I'm not sure how the copyrights work just yet, but I would like for you guys to please associate that cool, easy, sunny, sexy vibe with me, with this time together. Yeah, that'd be dope. So I'm really grateful also for Billy. He's just like so cool to, figure out the things that I am interested in and what I want to do and like helping me do that. It's real sweet, baby. I'm obsessed. What else? Oh man. Okay, so actually this cute top that I know you guys are like, where did you get that? Like her style's so interesting. I went to this place, Keeper's Vintage, where I've gotten some of my best pieces. Black woman owned shop. She used to be on Reed Street, then she was on 36th in Hampton. Man, she's actually moving on to whatever next endeavor she's going to do, and she's closing the shop. And so she had this fill a bag for $30. Oh. Sorry, I thought someone made a comment that I was like, prayer? Anyway, had this thing, fill a bag, any bag, a big old bag. So I brought this big old like Old Navy bag or something. And I just like filled it up with a bunch of stuff, including this, including a couple things for Billy, but mostly stuff for me, if I'm honest. Really cute stuff. I love me a good vintage thing. This year, the Newman Blunt Bunton household is going to be getting like some more decorations and furnishings for this house and stuff. So anyway, it was really cool to be able to go there and like see this awesome Black woman off into her next phase. Anyway, also if you want to go and like see what's left, today from 2 to 6 at Keeper's Vintage, $30. Bring your own bag and like fill it with whatever you want. So might get some cute stuff. I got some cute leotards. It's great. So that was awesome. I also the holidays are coming up. Valentine's Day. I don't know if it's a holiday per se, but like I like, I don't know, having like taking a reason to be like, let's go out, let's do a thing, let's be intentional about showing our love for each other. So it's so sweet. Billy is like, I'll talk more about this at the end of the stream, but he's gonna be like, we're gonna be doing creative projects, and he's like, he's so talented, so many freaking just creating so many things. So he's gonna like use those talents to help me with a project that I'm doing, and it's really sweet. So I don't know what I will be doing for him for this holiday, but we're also going on a little trip this weekend, and yeah, I don't know. Every day is Valentine's Day for me and Billy, but also Monday is, I want to say, like President's Day, one of the more bullshit holidays. So I'm glad to not have to work, not have to labor for the man. And I'm excited to like rest and stuff. It's gonna be really fun, I feel. Um, yeah, Valentine's Day. I wonder where we're gonna go for dinner. Any good recommendations? We're creatures of habit, so you know it's gonna be great regardless. Um, and we're gonna, of course, FUCK a lot. Do you think there's like, I don't know if there's a lot of Scorpios in the world. I think like I know a lot of people who have like November, October birthdays. Do you think that's because like um Valentine's Day is about 9 months prior to Scorpio season? If so, I hope you guys are also fucking during the rest of the year. Come on. Come on. But also, yay, more Scorpios. I love it. It's really fun. Um, Also, I found some gold string thread upstairs when I was looking for a bag to go to Keeper's Vintage, and I like put it in my hair. I think it looks so cute. I look like a fun little mermaid. Also, on the 14th, my good friend is slated to have a baby, and so I'm very happy for her. It's this world might just have a chance. I don't know. That kid's gonna be something special, because her mom's really special. Okay. Anyway, 111. I'm loved, I'm safe, I'm powerful, I'm free. My timing is perfect. All the good things in my life are infinite. Everything I need is already within me. I'm luck. Everything always works out for me. I attract money. Money chases me. I'm full of grace and ease and joy and love. Blah, blah, blah. Thanks. Anyway, okay. On to our topic for today. It is fears. Bum, bum, bum. I don't set up the soundboard for mine because I'm using God's soundboard. Bum, bum, bum. Imagine me as a chipmunk who was startled as I said that. Okay. We are talking today fear. I have heard that, like, people have kind of perceived of me as like being fearless because I do a lot of stuff. That is very true. I like to try things, and okay, let me like see more of this. Oh no, okay. So you guys are seeing that. Isn't that a cool little animation thing? B, I know, could do something cool like this. Expressing one's emotions to the world offers someone else the chance to understand the world inside of you. And yeah, I like to, Billy had like asked me, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, crap. Okay, this way. Sorry. Billy had said like a couple of weeks ago, like, why don't you talk about like fears or the things you're afraid of? Can you guys see those like green lines on that? Or is that just like on this screen? I don't know. Let me see what happens. Great, I'm so smart. Okay, anyway. Yeah. And I thought about it. I think I did a couple episodes, and then it kept coming back to me, this idea of like, I'm not fearless. I'm afraid of a lot of things. And all the time. And if people are thinking I'm out here just operating without fear and like, having no fear and still doing it, like that's like no. I'm like very afraid of a lot of things, and but like it's cool. I just don't let it stop me, so this, I think, I saw Baby Billy post the real manosphere. It says, oh wait, I can move this? Oh, that's it. Sheebs, you're so dang clever. Okay. Productive thoughts on fear. Because we like think like, oh, we should have no fear. But like, fear is an adaptive thing that like our brains and nervous system and whatever like help us with to like be like, there's a danger. You know, I'm trying to keep you alive, girl. But it might be, you know, a little out of tune. You're differently equipped than you were when you were a child. You know, your fear is maybe protecting you from things that are different now. Sorry, this is weird. My face is there. I'm gonna move it. Nope. Oh no. Oh sheeps. Oh girl. Oh gosh. No, it's great. Okay. There we go. There we go. Just gonna do that. I'm gonna stop touching it. How about that? That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. The way you look at fear directly affects the amount of joy and love you'll experience in your life. Benefit of looking at this fear directly, head on. To find freedom from your fear, you must integrate it as a part of yourself. You must see fear as a friend of yours and love that fear as it is. Yeah, you don't have to crush your fears or suppress your fears or like shame yourself for your fears. You're a friend, man. You know, just another facet of you. Pushing your fear away will make it come back stronger and more frequently until you finally learn the lesson it has for you. Yeah, that's the other thing. That's the other thing why you don't want to suppress it, because it's going to keep, it's there. Just as it's suppressed doesn't mean it's there. That's not a very sustainable, you know, way. I've found, okay, so I'm going to put this back here. And then I'm going to go to main screen, Sheba only. That's great. It's a seamless transition. Okay. And right on schedule, Sheebs. Number one of my top 5 fears. I don't know. And this is not like a, you know, I haven't ranked them. 1 is not like the least, I guess. And 5 is not the most. But, and this is not a non-exhaustive list. I have many more than 5 fears. But these I thought maybe were the most kind of pressing, and they were kind of umbrella fears that I could put a lot of stuff into. Okay. Tell me if I shouldn't clap into a microphone. Right. Still trying to figure that out. Number 1 fear, you might recognize this, being controlled, losing control, you know, listening to the wrong source, being told what to do, being expected to do what someone else says, like, ugh, it's just, that's something I am afraid of and like very sensitive to when I see it in others, you know, others experiencing it. I like project my fear of it onto them and I'm like, I'm gonna come and save you. You're snap out of it. One of the things my padre would say over and over. I see from him, I adopted like the trait of saying a cool thing I learned over and over again for years, regardless of how much the people in my life are like, we know, oh my God, yes, we've heard this before. That's okay. You know, it works. So you're getting some. This is one of the ones that I heard growing up. If you don't control your mind, someone else will control it for you. Which is very true. I've recently been watching a lot of stuff about scammers and cults and things, like religious cults, romance scammers. Like, man, it's so interesting to me, like how across cultures and races and ages, like people can play on little things that make it easy to get someone to do something that they would otherwise not do. You know, be it send a bunch of money to some source, be it believing, you know, something that someone else tells you without question, you know, like, it's so interesting. Another thing I learned from my father kind of like indirectly was this idea of like, okay, because he owned like, and controlled the place that I lived, you know, the food that I ate, you know, where I went on a day-to-day basis, you know, all of my needs and things were fulfilled by him. Like, he was allowed in his mind to do what he wanted, make me do whatever I want. He was owed obedience, and I didn't have like a say really in what we got to do and, you know, how I was treated in those circumstances. And so it was like it was really great actually to learn that lesson early on, that like, oh man, okay, so if someone kind of controls your finances, like, they you don't have control. They can kind of make you do a lot of stuff unless you're able to divest from that and like get your needs met elsewhere, if you're willing to do that, like, or able, you know. And so I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna do this for the rest of my life. I had a lot of a fear that, like, you know, and so I also had a mother who was always very clear about, like, you know, a woman should always have access to her own finances, you know, separate from a dude. I'm like, girl, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense. And so I'm very pro, like, ladies, get it, get your money. And you know, one of the things I like repeat all the time is, I think, like, some of my affirmations are, yeah, like, response to my fears, kind of. So I tell myself, you know, I'm safe. I tell myself, you know, everything I need is already within me, so that I don't feel again like, oh, I need this person for finances. No, I don't. I have everything I need, like, already. It's not like outside of my body. So I can be more clear-headed in, like, is this person somebody I want in my life? Because I certainly don't need them. So if they are, you know, oh man, y'all, we gotta watch some of these dang scam shows. It's so interesting what people will do, you know, especially when you've broken down these things, like, they've, you know, you've given this person a lot of money, all your money, you've given them kind of things that you've told them your deepest fears and your deepest, darkest secrets, or, you know, confidential financial information or something, you've given it to them. If they, like, you know, tell you to, like, kind of like restrict your calorie intake, if they keep you, like, tired and stressed and hungry and sleep deprived, it's easy to kind of plant in them, like, you know, I will make you feel better if you just do this little thing, or, like, the reason you're feeling bad is because you're being disobedient to me. And, like, man, it's interesting. It's so interesting. And it's also interesting, a lot of people, you know, they're smart, they're, you know, they have made it in the world, they've navigated through this world successfully. You know, it's not all poverty stricken people with low incomes or, you know, low IQs. It's, you know, people who are very smart, who the world is deemed kind of savvy. They still get taken in, you know? So I have to be aware, like, you know, I'm really no different from anyone else. That could happen to me. So yeah, just something to be aware of. Like, I like my fear of being controlled. It's like a nice little, like, it keeps me on my toes to be like, wait, am I self-directing, or am I giving my power to someone else to, like, control my mind? Something I hear kind of making a resurgence these days is, like, a lot of people trying to convince women, like, you know, women used to know their place. You know, women should want to, it's their natural place to submit to a man. And, like, man, come on. Would, like, men, honest question, would you submit to another man? Like, and if so, which one? Which one do you think would lead you down a good path? Like, I don't really envy a lot of dudes' lives, like how they interact with themselves and the world. I was like, no thanks. I think I got it. I think I'll try and lead myself. This one time, a couple years ago, I was hooking up with this older guy, maybe like mid to late 40s. And he was like, wanted to be like kind of like a dom sub relationship. And he was like, well, one of the things I like my subs to do is to every morning send me a text, good morning. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to do that. Absolutely not. No, I don't even, take, the birth control pill simply because I was like not good at doing something at the same time every day. I was like, damn it, I forgot. Sometimes I'd sleep in, my phone isn't charged. You know me, my phone is like always, just like on its last charge and stuff. So no, I was just like, no. And like, why do I have to do all the work, sir? Like, I'm bringing the sexiness and the beauty. I have my own money. What are you bringing to the table? Sciatica? You can't like message me good morning and maybe I'll message back, but that's true. If he did that, I would be like, oh my God, stop. Hello, good morning. Anyway, just I've always not been one for submitting to the authority of others, and that like includes groupthink. I think when everyone is kind of saying like, you have to do it this way, there's like one way to do it. I'm just like, I'm special, I'm different, you can't tell me what to do. I like to find this particular thing, that being self-directed, not wanting to be controlled, as just it helps direct me. And like when someone's like, you have to do it this way, I know it sucks, but you have to do it this way, and like I'm like, says who, man? I don't know. You don't know. So yeah, anyway, fear of being controlled, something I like to keep in mind. Number 2, we have got, what did I write here? I wrote, wasting my gifts by misuse or disuse. I am very aware that like I, have I'm gifted with a lot of things, not just like, my talents, like this vessel I'm in. It's very able. It does everything I want it to. It doesn't take a lot of maintenance. I know a lot of stuff. I have a really awesome family. Like, that's like lucky, that like I happen to be born to like really exceptional people, and like, I don't know, it's really awesome. And I get anxious about like wasting time. I know time and opportunity, that's like a gift. I don't know. So, I like to think of it as such. And that like kind of motivates me to, when my dad died, I was like, oh, fuck. I wasted so much time being anxious about like bullshit, that like I was weird, that like I was mistreated, that I was like, I don't know, that people didn't like me or something, or that I was not enough, and when my dad died, I was like, oh shit, I wasted all that time being anxious when I could have been realizing like, oh shit, I have a really cool family. The people, like, my life was awesome. I had everything. And I still have everything. And so now I use that like fear of wasting like this gift of like the resources I have. It just makes me like, spend time with people I like, and like reach out to them and tell them I'm thinking of them. And, in terms of wasting my other gifts, I try to like, this great body and this great vessel that takes no maintenance, I try to like, I don't know, treat it well. In the sense, I like drink a lot of water. I cut out alcohol. I like don't use tobacco. I try to do like literally the bare minimum things. Cause I'm not saying like I eat a lot of vegetables. I'm not saying I work out. I actually had to recently, I had been going to this boot camp twice a week for years on Zoom, but I realized I actually, it was at 5:45 in the morning, and I actually would turn my camera off. This is a secret. Sorry. I would turn my camera off, and I would like scroll the internet or like go back to bed. And like every once in a while, I would like unmute myself and be like, whew, great workout. I'm like, go back on mute. just to make it seem like I was working out. So silly. Anyway, I had to be like, man, do I want to be someone who people think works out twice a week at 5:45 in the morning? Or, do I want to be myself? So, um, anyway, I recognize though, like, my body doesn't take that much maintenance. I don't have to actually work out twice a week in order to like have this great body that does everything I want. However, it does make me like, walk around more. I try to get my fitness in other ways. I'm going to be getting back into pole soon. And cause yeah, I know that there will be a time where like, I won't be able to, I might not, maybe, I don't know. It'll be like 100 years, but like, when I'm not able to like run or jump or, I'm like sitting naturally in this like yogi squat, which like some people will see me go into it and they're like, how are you doing that? I don't know. I'm just kind of what? So anyway, my fear of wasting my gifts is countered, or, I traverse through it by just like, okay, using them. Billy says, I'm like, Sheba, seriously? You did 0 burpees. Why are you breathing like that? I like to make it look good, okay? I like to make it sound good. I'm about the performance. It helps me like see about myself. I'm like, oof, okay. I am not someone who is going to work out super hard every morning, and doesn't need like accountability. Like, I'm going to find my way around it. Oh, maybe it's part of the first one, this idea of like, if you want to feel good and have a good body or whatever, good body, all bodies are good bodies. But if you want to do that, you have to eat healthy. You have to work out however many days a week. And I'm like, challenge accepted. I'm going to make it sound like I'm working out. Whew, that was a tough one today. Nah, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. I'm just winging it. I don't know. I'm very happy that, and I want to be, though, I want to make sure that I'm not like wasting my gifts by being frivolous with them. Because one day when I'm like, if I'm immobile or something, and I'm like, Sheebs, you had everything. Come on. I'll be mad at myself if I, because of disuse or misuse, I, harm this great vessel or make it less, I don't know, treat it in a way that's like, that shows like, I don't really appreciate it, because I do. I do. It's so cute. It's so awesome. It's so efficient. And the people in my life are so awesome. It's just, I feel so lucky. And so I'm really excited, more this year to like celebrate them and to work with them and to help them, I don't know, figure out themselves and whatnot. It's gonna be really fun. So I also have here this, a fear of letting my fear of not being good enough stop me. That's within the fear of wasting my gifts. I have a fear that I'll waste my gifts by being like, I don't really have gifts. I'm not smart enough or funny enough or brave enough or disciplined enough to do the thing that I say I want to do. And that to me is like wasting my gifts by like pretending that I'm not really great at lots of things and that like I can't, if one of my affirmations is everything always works out for me, and it does. So I have to like, it helps me to like keep that mindset so that I don't, give in to that like mask of anxiety that like, they'll never choose me or whatever. I'll never be good enough to do this thing. I might as well just do this safe thing. No, I'm too afraid of like, what if I was supposed to be like this great something, this great writer, this great thinker, this great performer, this great person. But I was too afraid that I wasn't going to make it, that I wasn't. So I didn't even try. That would be really sad. I would be very sad. And that's something that scares me and motivates me to keep being like, all right, am I a person who says I do this thing, or am I a person who does this thing? And yeah, so with my workout story, I had to be honest with myself. You know what? I think I'm a person who says I work out in the morning, but I am not a person who works out in the morning. I'm a person who is really committed to performing for my trainer and our workout group that I'm doing it. Like, wow, we're great, guys. We're doing so good. I do love this group, but it's just I can't. I have to love them in spirit and accept I might not be a person who will wake up in the morning to work out, but obviously I can wake up in the morning. So let me like do it for something that, is self-directed rather than something I think I'm supposed to do. I think I'm supposed to. Other people say you're supposed to work out. Like my mom works out in the morning in this boot camp and thing. So I should, right? But like, yeah, I don't think I have to. Yeah, anywho. Fear of wasting my gifts, blah, blah. Number 3. This is a big one for me that you've probably also heard. Being irrelevant, being like unnecessary, people being like, why is, who? Being like Billy's wife, when people assume that I am, that my last name is Bunton because I'm married to a man with the last name Bunton. I'm like, what? How come I have to change my identity to be in this relationship? But he gets to not only keep his identity, but like presume that his identity is so powerful that it should overtake mine. That I'm now just like a Mrs. Him, Oh man, back in the day when they used to call, like, if this woman married someone named like Carl Johnson. I want to say Dolly Parton's husband name is like Carl or Dean or something like that. I would say his name is Carl Dean. And can you imagine if they were like, and up now is Mrs. Carl Dean with her cute little ditty, Jolene. Are you kidding me? Hey, Aaron. Hey, Billy. Yeah, wouldn't be cool. I thought of that also with, let's see. Oh, man. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. Watch video. Now, this is a headline from back in the day, the 40s or whatever. Wife of the master mural painter gleefully dabbles in works of art. Do you know who this is? This iconic looking woman. This is Miss Frida Kahlo, described during her day as the wife of a master mural painter, gleefully dabbling in works of art. Ugh. It's so not cool being born into like a vessel in which a lot of the world kind of presumes that when you do a thing, it's like a cute little approximation of what a man would do. It's like a sweet little, oh, that's so cute. She thinks she's people. Making a little figure paint. Oh my God, I love that. Yeah, I have this fear. Billy's so brilliant and like good at so many things, and he's going to continue to create so many amazing things. I definitely have this fear of just being like, of people assuming maybe he chose me as his spouse because of like a superficial thing, like beautiful and sexy, which is true. But that's not it. It's like, that is certainly part of it, but assuming someone as brilliant as Billy is just with me because I'm hot is like not understanding either of us. And it's not what reality is. And I both hate being underestimated, but also I love kind of showing people, like dazzling people with how amazing I am. So it's kind of nice to be underestimated so that when I am just like being without even trying, people are like, whoa, you're awesome. Oh, babe, did I mess up this like thing. Stop touching it, sheeps. You're okay. Okay, you're okay, sheeps. Um, uh, yeah. Anyway, yeah, I have this fear of irrelevancy, of obscurity. When we were at my, oh, thanks, baby. He says, Billy says you're a lot of amazing stuff, boo boo. Indescribable. It's true. I am kind of tough to describe. I'm very much, you need to experience me. It's like, it's like a sunset, you know. Describing it, it's like, oh, they were like, you know, the colors kind of blended from like, you know, orange to blue, kind of like a Lisa Frank. It automatically diminishes it. You have to experience it to fully get the majesty. But this fear of irrelevancy. Oh, so also when we went to, my dad is buried in what is the one for military people? Arlington Cemetery, and oh, loading. Is it? I don't know what's happening. Okay. API authorization for stream. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Okay. I guess I can go back to main screen Sheba only. Yeah, so you know, if your spouse is in the military, you can also get buried at Arlington. And so like there was this one gravestone we like passed by, and it's like whatever, the soldier was a man, and it had like all his accomplishments, and you know, in this rank, you know, beloved father and husband and doctor, and did all these things. And on the back it said the woman's name, and then it said spouse. Girl, you better. But no worries. My fear of irrelevancy, which, you know, maybe is more, I'm more aware of because I was like, you know, blessed or whatever to be, I chose this vessel to come into in a world that like is kind of like wants to like artificially make women a little bit smaller and less relevant than they really are. It helps me to be like, oh, I don't want to be, you're not going to forget me. Like at the very least, you might not comprehend me, but you're going to definitely remember me, you know? It also, you know, encourages me to like get my inside thoughts out, like to not just share the brilliance of who I am with Billy, even though, I mean, he's so amazing. It's so awesome when Billy likes you. It's really great. But that's why I really like to be able to share with everyone, even if it's just like two people, you know, you are two of the luckiest people in the dang world to get to, you know, just like chill with me as I figure out what the heck is going on. And I'm always open to, you know, if you have input, help assist out. But yeah, so anyway, it just like, if I want to be remembered as a prolific writer and thinker and like peacemaker and artist, I better get to arting and peacemaking and thinking and writing, and I better get out of my body. I better, you know, release my attachment to this fear of people misunderstanding me, or of not being good enough, of trying and not being good enough. Like I might as well fucking, I like need to try at the very least. And don't let that, my lack of effort, be the reason why I'm obscure, you know. I want people to, I'm undeniable. And so I have to be aware of that so that I can just like, you know, make it harder for people to deny me, to deny my brilliance. So, yeah. Also, like, without Googling, type who Frida Kahlo's husband is. I know who he is, but only because I saw that movie with Catherine Zeta-Jones, I think, and Salma Hayek. But, you know, me and Billy are gonna be like Jay-Z and Beyonce. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. Gomez and Morticia Adams. Equally iconic. Own style, own, but like lots of similar values. And like they've got a great family and they're obsessed with each other. And they're like hotties. They're so cool. Anyway. And they're like iconic. Yeah. So, irrelevancy? Not me. Also, Yoko Ono. I feel like I didn't love how history kind of treated her as this, like, why would someone as great as, what's his face? That guy from the Beatles, like, why would he want her? What talent did she have? Just because you Philistines don't understand her brilliance doesn't mean that she isn't, so how powerful must she be that she can get someone as, people love, what's his name? John Lennon. Someone as like whatever talented as him, he thought she was super fucking talented and like expanded his understanding of reality and the world. And I'm gonna do that too for Billy, and I'm gonna keep him alive. So it's gonna be great. He's like, I'm sure. He's like, thank you. Gotcha, baby. Okay, so next thing, number 4. I'm right on schedule also. Ugh, my timing is perfect. Anyway, number 4, top fear, making the wrong choice. If you've ever like gone to dinner with me at a place I don't know and it has like a big menu, like my hell is like going to a cheesecake factory and having to flip through this Bible of options that have no rhyme or reason. The place is called a cheesecake factory, so I can't even, for entrees, what are you supposed to get? What's their specialty? Is it Italian? Is it like, they have Asian food there? They have like American things? I'm like, oh no, what if I make a wrong choice? Which can get frustrating, I'm sure, from the other side. It frustrates me. I'm like, just pick something. It doesn't matter. Come on. And it doesn't. I had to remember that. I also had to remember one thing that Billy helped me with was when I do like a food, because I do have very particular tastes also. I like it like just so, and I like to like, roll a joint, have a joint, eat the, set my things up, have the right drink, and then I like to like consume the meal. I'm an experience queen, And so Billy was like, actually, when you know what you want, you're very great at making choices. And you like totally understand exactly what you want out of this thing. And which gave me the idea to just like harness that. Be like, oh shit, you're right. I am good at making decisions, actually. It just has to be something I care about. I have to have like my goal in mind. And so if I'm at a Cheesecake Factory menu, I'm gonna have to be like, all right, what's the goal, Sheebs? You're just trying to get some food in your mouth, right? To get some like sustain your body in the most enjoyable way. Or even in an enjoyable way, whatever. And at the very least, if it's not gonna be delicious, I at least wanna have a good story out of it. Be like, man, that was the worst food I ever tasted or something. Let me, and this is not to say that, Cheesecake Factory is the worst food I've ever tasted. I don't even remember. I've like been there once and like, nothing to write home about. Mr. Cheesecake, Mr. Factory. Anyway, however, my difficulty in traversing large menus also translates to this like fear of making the wrong choice in life, dropping the ball, not, setting aside a dream in order to pursue something else and then never being able to get back on track on that dream. And maybe that dream was the thing I was supposed to do. I definitely have a fear of like, making life harder for myself, choosing things that like I choose for the whatever the wrong reasons, and it makes future versions of Sheba have a more difficult time. Hate that. Um, I, in terms of having children, people are always asking when we're gonna have kids. I get it. We're super hot and very nurturing and awesome people. Um, but I'm surprised that other people are so like kind of flippant about having kids. It's like, what? What if I do that and like I don't have any energy to do the things I'm supposed to do? Like, I don't know, be a prolific writer. And I don't know. I'm just afraid. I have like a lot of FOMO that is tied up, fear of missing out, that's tied up in making the wrong choice. So if I choose, like, should I do this thing that everyone says I should do, but like if I were to step back and see, like, I don't know, it doesn't look like very fulfilling or fun. Would I be doing that thing just because everyone says I should and that I'm going to regret not doing it? But what if I do that thing and I actually regret doing it and I'm like, Sheebs, you knew you didn't want to do that. Why'd you do it? Why did you let other people's ideas for you control you? Oof. That's like a big choice that I think we're expected to kind of not consider it as such a existential thing. But girl, I don't know. Frida Kahlo actually, one of the things she was really sad that she, one, I feel so bad for her. She was in this car accident when she was young, that like she had to be in a full body cast. And this was like in the, like the 20s and 30s where like I'm sure medicine was not like the best. And she was left with like chronic pain the rest of her life, fertility issues. She felt really, she had substance abuse issues, probably because she was like, society was like crushing her into like, you have to be a wife and mother. Wives and mothers do this. They act like this, and you're not that, so you're bad. And that like gets to you, yo. I know she painted many paintings about her miscarriages and things. And I feel so sad that like consumed her. And like I'm really grateful that I don't feel that way about like, the absence of children. Like I'm like, sweet, look at all this time and energy I have, and like I have this great body that does exactly what I want, and like I get to like decorate it in all these different ways, and no one's like, oh, come on, you're a mother. You're like, what about the children? I don't care. I don't care about them kids. But yeah, anyway, what was I on? What was I talking about? Making the wrong choice. Ooh, I feel so, that's also a reason why I stopped drinking, because I have a lot of fear about like messing up this good thing that I got going on because of my own choices. And like I would be so mad if I like made my body less abled, like worked less good, or jeopardized my freedom in a legal sense, or jeopardized, my relationships just because like I wanted to like drink, which I've seen happen to lots of people. Like, wow, like I'm gonna be so mad at myself that would make me drink further. I get it. I get how we work, y'all. It's a bunch of shame and fear and regret, and yeah, hope like let's get through this, y'all. Let's not do that. I don't know what I'm even saying. Okay. Yeah, guilt from not acting in alignment with my values versus from the anticipation of other people's judgment. I saw something about that, and that's real. I definitely have. I'm lucky. I'm able to see kind of like where my anxiety comes. Like, is it coming from like I'm afraid of disappointing myself, making a choice that's gonna make me sad and like lessen the trust and love I have in myself? Or am I afraid of making a choice that's going to make other people dislike me or misunderstand me? I'm like, you gotta choose yourself every time. I'm sorry. I see what others like and value and think is, great. And like, I don't know. A cool thing that happened to me when I was a kid, I've probably said this before. My mom, my kindergarten teacher was like, uh, yo, Sheba's mom, when the other children are like playing or doing something that Sheba doesn't want to do, she'll just go and like do something else. She'll do the thing that she wants to do. And like, I love that my mom tells me that story about myself because it helps like reorient me sometimes. I'm like, I've always been someone who is like, that's cool if you guys want to do that. I'm going to do this thing. And it's cool if you don't, like it. And I think that weaves in with why I am like on authority. And yeah, so I like to have that story about myself so that I can remember that there is no like wrong choice really. It's just a choice that I make, and I can learn about myself and what future versions of me might want to do now that I have that experience. And that's about it. So, yeah. Um, okay, last one. Number 5. Losing love or resources. And I wrote down like lost access to my loved ones or comfort. And that's like, those movies where it's like in the beginning, like this couple meets and they're like so into each other, they love each other, and then it's like slap cut to like 20 years later and they like hate each other. They like can't stand each other. They like are just like, ugh. I'm like, oh no, I hate that idea, that trope. And I am aware that that is something that has happened to lots of people. And I have to try and figure out like, why might that be? Might it be because they had expectations of this person like in the beginning that were like not really linked to who this other person was? Are they allowing space, and not even space, like building that into their construction of this person? Like this person is gonna change, like how do I want to be involved in that trajectory, knowing that they're gonna change? What like can I see how are they gonna change? Like what do they value? What are they afraid of? Yeah. It also, all of my fears are kind of maybe like future based. I don't even know. I don't know what I was saying with that just now. But I know like all of these, like my affirmations, everything I need is already within me. I'm loved, I'm safe, I'm powerful, I'm free. Just like reminders to myself that like, even if on the off chance Billy is ever like, not into you anymore, which I know, rare, unlikely. But, in order to like really minimize the chances of that happening, I want to like keep figuring out what makes him tick, what makes me tick, what this whole thing is. And like, I really like that he's a person who I can like figure this stuff out with. It's really fun. But yeah, also, the fear of like losing esteem from others. Like it's really easy for me to be very grateful for my life and want to share it with everyone. And like, cause like people are pretty nice to me in this vessel. They, look at me and they're like, oh my God, you're beautiful. like you're so funny. You're so, all these positive things. And that's great. But I certainly have a fear that like either something I say or do, people will like lose esteem for me. But which is totally something that can happen. But I think since I've seen this happen to like other kind of celebrities and people like well-known people, how quick people can kind of turn on you, and I see how that happens, but I also see like how sometimes people also like stick with you against all freaking odds. Back to these scammer cult stories. It's so interesting, like when someone's being scammed sometimes, like you can present all of this evidence. Like this person is tricking you. It's easier to trick someone than to convince them that they're being tricked. Sometimes, like despite the evidence, people, want to believe in this person. They like, there's really nothing this person can do that someone else isn't gonna like, kind of rationalize and be like, hey, I get it. Everyone makes mistakes. No one's perfect. And I try to kind of think about that as for myself, like, I recognize that other people are humans who make mistakes and I still love and care about them. So why would I think that though, the things that I say or do are uniquely unlovable and unforgivable and unredeemable? I think it's unlikely. But just in case, I add into my, you know, affirmations that I do all the time. It's like, that's a big one for me too. Yeah, man, it's scary. And I think capitalism, don't let me get on a capitalism rant, but it keeps us like afraid that we're going to lose our jobs. We're going to lose our homes. We're going to lose our money. All our family's going to hate us. No one's going to want to be our friend. And we're going to die alone and destitute. And like, we might, but like, I don't know, probably not. Like, I don't know anyone for whom that's happened. I think everyone, like, I love being aware of other people's histories and lives because, like, I can be like, well, they made it through. They made it through, like, much more difficult circumstances. And we're equipped, much differently than me. I have a lot of resources. Everything I need is already within me. So it's nice to be like, I think I'm going to be fine. I think actually one thing about me, no matter where I go, I've been to lots of different countries, even countries I don't speak the language. People seem to like me. They like seem to want to help me and want to protect me. And that's really awesome. I like to think of it as a skill and a gift that I have. I'm good at drawing positive attention to myself. And so I love the idea of just like honing that more and understanding it and being so good at it that like my power overflows and it draws positive attention to other people. Yeah. Yeah. But on that, I'm also afraid of like in the loss of love and resources, like have you guys been watching like Last of Us or The Walking Dead or Station 11 or something or District 11 or something? Like apocalypse movies, like the start of the apocalypse kind of things. Oh God. Um, I man, I have dreams, nightmares sometimes. Like it's a recurring nightmare where like I see kind of the start of the apocalypse. Like I either see like a plane or a jet that gets shot down or like a couple of missiles going up. I see everyone else like being like also realizing it and being like, fuck. And just this like fear of like, oh my God, I used to have such comfort and predictability in my life. And now, as crazy as this like, and terrible as this weird infrastructure that we're all in is, at least we're familiar with it. So like the nightmare in it is just me being like, oh crap, okay, we got to do it. Like the best versions of those are like Billy's with me. So I'm like, all right, at least, that's good. That will be helpful. But it's just like so scary because I know like, in real time, it would just be like so terrifying. And another thing that's crazy is that like in lots of places, because the US drops a lot of bombs and like does a lot of bullshit, that's people's reality. They're houses and schools and lives are just blown up and torn apart, and they have to just like keep existing. Oh God, it sounds exhausting. It's very scary. How to persist through that is to like, I keep telling myself I'm safe. Um, Everything I need is already within me. Everything always works out for me. And hopefully that will always be true, because I also say all the good things in my life are infinite. So I would like to believe that means the relative security and safety and stability that I experience will always exist for me. Though I definitely see, if, one of my nightmares ever becomes a reality, I'm going to be like, God damn it, come on. You're going to see me questioning all of this. I'll be like, oh, damn it, I did all those affirmations for nothing. I thought gratitude was supposed to be the key. What the hell? Why all these bombs? But I'm sure everything always works out for me, so I'll figure it out. But still, just be cool, universe, okay? So, okay. Oh man, you know what I meant to do? I meant at the beginning to put up Sheba Visions, because like the crystal ball, I figured that like just in case people don't get on until later, and or they don't stay through the whole thing, like I didn't want them to have to miss this excellent graphic. So maybe I could do it both, at the beginning, at the end, and like my visions could be like a little outline for the viewers for like what's gonna go on in the thing. But I don't know, whatever. I forgot to do it immediately, so that's okay. I was just going to be talking about how how talking about these fears is like a motivation for me and things, but I don't know. I don't know if that worked out on that one. Do I have any visions for this week? Ooh, okay, so there's that big sports game today. There is I'm sure most people are gonna agree that like Rihanna's performance is like the best thing. Um, you know, I have mixed feelings about football in general. Um, and a bunch of millionaires, and billionaires making more money. But yeah, I think that the Eagles will win because, I like things that are on the East Coast. And I think I like their uniforms better. Was it like green? Anyway. Yeah, so I predict the Eagles will win. So don't they have a black coach? I don't know. Anyway, final thoughts. So, final thoughts. What did I say? Yeah. So, when I say to myself, everything I need is already inside of me, that's speaking to like my inner resources. And I like to think of fear as one of those inner resources. It just tells me more about myself and what I value and what I'm afraid of losing. And so I try and use fear as a resource and try to like remember like, okay, I'm afraid of this happening. Let me make sure I'm prepared in this other way. And so if you're afraid of death, better make sure you have a will, I guess, like better make sure we know how to administer your estate, that we know, like, do you have any, like a secret notes app that you were like wanting to like, oh, I was gonna publish this one day when I worked on it. I don't know, maybe just publish it. Maybe have directives to be like, I want this to be my legacy. I don't want to be forgotten. So this is my legacy. And oh yeah, what was this one thing about not being forgotten? So I'm gonna go do this video really quick. It's my girl Whitney Houston. Nope, wrong one. Sorry everyone. Oh god. Okay. Yeah, hold on. 1 second. We'll go No, I did it right. Okay. That's it.
Oh, God.
She was asked, how do you want to be remembered?
You know, probably doesn't even matter anyway, because they're going to remember me how they want to remember me anyway. They're going to write books, they're going to write this, they're going to write that, and everybody's going to have their own idea. I don't know. I just think I want people just to remember me just being a real nice person. You know, somebody who cared, you know, somebody who tried to do, you know, everybody righteously, you know. I don't want to go down for being a hag. You know. I don't think you will.
I love that. But that is very true. I post things about that sometimes. Like, you can't really control how people perceive you, you know? You can, like, put yourself out there and still people will be like, you're terrible, or you're this, because they need you to fit into their narrative of the world and things. And, you know, you don't, like, it's just made up. So, I certainly remember Whitney Houston as an awesome person who's helped me on my journey and things. Yeah, so use your fear as a motivator to, like, figure yourself out more and yeah, see what your resources are. Okay, another thing that's coming. Oh wait, actually, right. Sorry, final thoughts. Yeah, those are my fears. They're cute, right? I also, and like, what if I like misinterpreted this prompt wrong and I should have just been like, oh, spiders. Duh. I'm afraid of spiders. Sorry. Spiders, snakes, deep water. I don't know. But I'm not afraid of those things. Spiders. I don't know. They're our friends. I don't know. Deep water. Ugh. But yeah, I think those top 5 fears that I gave today are like kind of the existential, you know, fears that I deal with kind of all the time. So like maybe next week, maybe the week after, I'm coming up with a new show, a new YouTube show that is going to be shorter form than this, probably funnier than this. I don't know, more like, you know, energetic. I'm going to be standing up, so it'll be more like stand up. And it is called The Black Bunny Hole. Think rabbit hole, but consider that rabbit hole was already taken, as was black rabbit hole, as was bunny hole. So I went with black bunny hole. And it's going to be like me, you know, just how my mind works. I love to like, I like to fuck around so y'all can find out. I like to just like, you know, when I'm interested in a thing, I will go down a bunny hole, one might say. And just like, I love how interesting things are. That's how I got into the scammers and the cults and stuff. I'm just like, wow, that is so interesting. How much power they can have too over things. So it's going to be a really cool show about stuff like that. And Billy is part of my Valentine's Day present. Like this one, like he levels up every freaking time. So I'm excited for you to hear this one. It's like a bop. This lip color is called I Am Fierce. Wow. It's got the name of the episode in this one. Fierce. Which I am. I'm fierce. I'm ferocious. I love the idea that people are afraid of me. They should be. Very powerful. Okay, please put your head against the forehead against your screen and just come on in here. I'm going to give you a big old kiss on your cheek. So good to see you. Everything's made up. I'm gonna leave you on this great song that Billy got for me. And I'll see you tomorrow to hang with Billy. And I don't know, probably some other time this week. We'll see. Love you. Bye.